Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cryptoverse with me, your host, Chris Coney. So today is the Good Friday episode of the Cryptoverse, and there's a couple of things I want to talk about. Couple, that's kind of a pun. We're going to talk about the Bitcoin couple, and we're going to talk about Binance news, and then we'll look at the Bitcoin chart tagged on to the end. So a lot of people seem to be interested in this story. I've been following this story myself this week, and I figured I'd give some insight because it deals with some of the interesting legal issues and the grey areas in the law that crypto is causing us to deal with. So here's what I know so far. This Chad L. Wartowski, who is a US citizen, and Suprini Thebet, who is a Thai citizen, I think they're a couple, so they've been living in this seasteading structure on a part-time basis. Now they claim, so this is a floating structure by the way, and they claim they did not spend the $150,000 having the structure built out at sea. They said they were just tenants. So this guy apparently is a software developer, worked for the US military in Afghanistan, bought a load of Bitcoin in the early days and made a ton of money and so on. But they're saying that they didn't spend the money to build the structure. Now this thing is built 12 nautical miles off the shore of Phuket, which is far enough away to be in international waters, but outside of any national laws. So that was the intention. I suppose that's the whole seasteading thing. It says here in this article, seasteading promotes living in international waters to be free of any national laws. So they purposely went outside of the Thai territory. So they'd be in international waters and then outside of Thai law. So I think their intention was, after figuring out this whole seasteading thing, they planned to get other people started with these kind of things by doing an ICO. Get it? That wasn't my joke, by the way. It was from another article. An ICO. Get it? Crowdfund. Anyway, so the Thai Navy, they went and raided this seasteading structure, but no one was home at the time, apparently. And the Thai authorities are basically claiming that these people are endangering national sovereignty, which is punishable by, well, the worst penalty is punishable by death. So when they say endanger national sovereignty, they mean like eroding the independence of the state by establishing these seasteading structures for people to live in. And I suppose that was their intention. They started off with this one, and then they actually invited apparently 20 other people to register their interest, so that they could build like multiple seasteading structures in a little seasteading community to establish almost like a little nation just outside of Thailand's jurisdiction. And the rub is that if they established that, they would have their own waters, which would push back the borders of where the Thai Sea is. And I think that's what the real problem is, right? I also read when I was doing my research that the Thai construction company that built this thing are also in some kind of trouble, but I couldn't get any specifics about exactly what they did wrong. Other reports that I've read suggest that the Thai authorities also had a beef with the fact that this structure had no electricity and therefore no lighting and therefore could pose a danger to passing ships. However, I mean, it's got to have some kind of electricity, hasn't it? Because it looks pretty basic on the outside from this screenshot here or this little video. But there's also this drawing, like an illustration of the inside, which has a toilet and a sink and so on. There doesn't seem to be any cooker. So it's got to have lighting though, hasn't it? So what I don't know. Maybe it's a solar panel on the roof, batteries, and then just basic LED lighting. I don't know. Anyone who knows about seasteading, you can post down in the comments and help us out with this if you like. So as far as I know now, this couple are keeping a pretty low profile, which you would imagine they would. So if you guys have got any other resources on this, or if you find any updates to the story, then please post them in the comments, and then everyone can benefit from them. Let's now move on to the Binance news. I happened to notice yesterday on the Binance chart, because I often keep the old charts open when I'm working. So I happened to notice the prices of the BNB coin started to pump really hard late yesterday. You can see that from the chart here. There's my triple screen for those of you who don't know what I do with this. The far left is the 1 day chart. The one in the middle is the 6 hour chart. And the one on the far right is the 1 hour chart. And it's still pumping. Can you believe this? On the far right, look, we've just broken the highs. Oh my goodness. We've broken the last high from the 3rd of April. We're now above $22. Maybe I sold slightly too soon. Now, this pump is most likely because here on the Binance support website, Binance have officially announced that the mainnet launch of the Binance chain has happened. The mainnet of the Binance chain has gone live, and the ability to swap the Ethereum-based BNB token for the native Binance chain token will begin on the 23rd of April. Now, naturally, that got markets all excited and pumped the price like, what, 12% yesterday, I think it was? 12.31%. That's Binance against Tether on Binance. Binance coin against Tether on Binance. That's difficult. It's on the Binance exchange, but it's also the Binance coin trading against Tether. So that happened about 12.3% yesterday. So I made an announcement to my supporters via the private chat group that is included when you become a supporter. And then after I told everybody that what I was going to do, I sold all my BNB tokens. I sold into that rally yesterday. So the Binance chain is going to be like this hybrid centralized, decentralized exchange running on its own blockchain. They've got this whole article about how you can swap your tokens on Ethereum for the mainnet tokens when the time comes. Now, the fact that it's running on its own blockchain, the primary service it's going to provide is to create, so you can create your own tokens. So, to my mind, this is right in line with the old initial exchange offering movement that we're now seeing. Unregulated ICOs are not what they used to be, so we're moving to the old STO model, security token offerings. That's really the next phase of this whole blockchain-based crypto crowdfunding phenomena. And the Binance chain is set up to provide their service, right? It goes a step further, though, which is providing a platform for projects to crowdfund directly on the exchange, which is what an IEO is, right? Not Old MacDonald Had a Farm, IEO. It's initial exchange offering. Now, if you guys remember the KEXCoin project that I did, I was way ahead of the curve there. Because you remember when we did the KEXCoin ICO, which didn't end up hitting the funding target and we refunded everybody, if you remember. With that, it was an initial exchange offering because we did it on the BitShares exchange. We issued the tokens directly on the exchange so that once the crowdfund was over, and they would be instantly tradable. So I was well ahead of the curve on that one, just too soon. Bad timing, right? So anyway, one of the big benefits of doing a fundraiser on the Binance chain is, of course, your coin will get listed on the Binance exchange. A big incentive. And I imagine Binance are they're gonna charge a fee for the platform services, and you're gonna pay in the BNB token. There you go. That's probably the fundamental value of it, the intrinsic value of it. And also you can pay your trading fees as a retail trader in the BNB token. So this is a great boost to the fundamentals of the Binance coin. However, the whole blockchain launch and the token swap thing, for me, that's like an increase in risk and higher volatility. So I'd rather just take profits on a nice pump like this and then just sit out while everything calms down. So what I did was I just sold all my BNB tokens into True USD. That's my personal current favorite stablecoin because the dollars are held in trust rather than by a private company. So there's a serious legal restrictions on what the trust company can do with those tokens. And trust funds, they're like age old, they're used all across the financial space, So that's my personal preference. You can, choose whichever stablecoin you want to use or none at all, So anyway, I said while we're here, we'll look at the Bitcoin charts. Let's do that. Oh my God, it's still pumping. Look, $22.40. Actually, just quickly on Binance, I've moved up my pink horizontal line to the all-time high, which was $25. So we're really hitting the January 2018 highs here. We're almost near the all-time highs, back to the parabolic times of back end of 2017, 2018 start off. Interesting. So let's go on to Bitcoin as I promised. So I've got something to say on this. So here we go then. Bitcoin, dollar from the Coinbase price feed. So we now have what I was looking for. If you've been following my analysis over the last few weeks, this is what I was looking for. I was looking for, let's stretch this out here. I was looking for a daily close above the bearish downtrend line on the log scale. So not only did we get that on the 17th of April, but the 18th of April, which was yesterday, we actually broke the high of the breakout candle. Not only that, we also now have this yellow bearish downtrend line on the log scale looking like it's turning into support. So if I just stick the auto back on and go back to the triple screen setup here, let's sort all this out. So you see on the daily chart here, we're out, breakout candle on the 17th, 18th, broke the high of the breakout candle. Today's the 19th, and we're still above it. Look at the 6 hour. If we stretch that one out, it looks pretty good. So breakout candle, the lows are tickling the downtrend line, but not closing below it. And also the 1 hour chart, if I break the auto on that one, yeah, holding above now the bearish downtrend line by the log scale. So very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. Looking like it's turning into support. So that's good confirmation for me. So that's what we do have. On the other side, just in the interests of objectivity, the only thing we don't have yet is a weekly close above that line. So let's just switch it to the weekly chart here and then make that full screen. There we go. So this is the weekly chart. Every candle is in 1 week. So we don't have a weekly close above that line. So last week, there was the week beginning the 8th of April, and this week is week beginning the 15th of April. So that will finish on Monday. And it doesn't look so far like we're going to close above it. The other thing to look out for on the weekly chart is that we are under the 50 EMA, so the 50-week exponential moving average. So that's actually, those are two bearish signs because they're 2 points of resistance. And not only that, they're points of resistance on a higher time frame. And higher time frames, they're based on a lot more data, and therefore any signs that they give us, they have to have more influence over trading decisions because of that, because they're based on more data, right? The lower the time frames, they give more signals but less reliable signals. So this is just always, this is like, yes, triple screen, yes, daily chart, 6 hour chart, 1 hour chart, but if you're sailing, you want to know which way the wind is blowing, right? So that's just a potential risk zone. It's a counter indicator. I said, yeah, great, closed above the downtrend line and all that, looking bullish, but just another counter indicator to that is the weekly chart. So that's I'm just making sure we don't get black swanned here and get blindsided by the fact that we didn't see the weekly trend, and it blindsides our 1 day chart trading. So there we go. So let's put that back on the 1 day. I don't check the weekly every day because that's silly, because of course I don't. But there we go. So that's all I've really got for you today. Thanks very much for joining me. Where's my screen here? There it is. Thanks very much for joining me. If you like this episode, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you would be so kind, and hit the bell so whenever I put out a new video, you'll get notified. Also, please support the show, will you? I could do with your support right now. If you support the show, you don't just give me money. You do get extra benefits beyond what you're already getting for free. So you'll get ad-free episodes of the Cryptoverse. You'll get access to the private chat group, which there's the value. I've just shown you the value. You would have received my notification that I was just about to sell all my BNB coins. So those kind of things I post in there. We have discussions about all manner of things. You can ask me questions. And the big humdinger value of being a supporter is you get cryptocurrency rewards. So that's a real big one. Real big one. And at the top level, if you pledge like $15 a month, the daily rewards are something like 45 cents a day right now. So that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. I mean, it's a damn sight better than any other Patreon you might support on the platform there. And finally, if you like my market analysis and you want to learn how to do it and look at the deeper insights and the thinking behind what I'm doing there, I've got an online course. It's called the Master Cryptocurrency Trader. I agonized over building this thing, and it's a proper trading system that will teach you how to read charts, this mindset of successful trading, consistency, entries and exits, all that kind of thing, all in one course. And people rave about this. You just look at the testimonials. There's an endorsement from Mike Maloney here, the multimillionaire Davin Michaels, the founder of ETHBits there, Matthew Redbourne, who's actually building an exchange. Like he says, I've been in crypto for 7 years and I learned a lot of stuff in here, and I've also recommended it to many people. That's a guy who's launching an exchange, and even he gave me a testimonial. And here's some people from the YouTube comments saying they're really happy with it and so on. So give that a go. There's a 14-day money back guarantee anyway. But that's all I've got for you today. I'll be back with the next episode of the Cryptoverse. So until then, it's me, Chris Coney, saying bye for now.